So I had the question, oh, why would I uninstall Facebook from my phone if I supposedly get a lot of business from Facebook? All right, so I'm going to show you why I did what I did. Um, it does take some will to do this because most of us we are addicted to consuming, whether we know this or not. All right, so on Facebook, what's been happening over the years is they've been designing this platform in a way so that we start to consume a lot more ads and targeted content than we think or than we desire. Okay, years ago, I loved Facebook because I got a chance to connect with people, and when I looked at my feed, I got to see what's happening with their lives. Now, Have you noticed that a ton of people in your audience and in your network, they could be going through stuff and you'll never find out, even though you're on Facebook for the majority of the day. The reason why is because the majority of the stuff that you're seeing, it's all, for the most part, ads, targeted content, recommended content. All right. So, first and foremost, I uninstalled it from my phone because I found myself just as a habit turning my phone on and just clicking on the icon, just as a habit. And then what Facebook does is it keeps refreshing and it automatically refreshes my page so that it shows like new ads and targeted content. Okay, so I uninstalled it from my phone just so that I can more consciously open apps that that I want to produce content for. Okay, so the platforms that I'm intending on producing more content for is TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay, but on the computer, I also mentioned that there's this thing called a news feed eradicator. All right, so actually, let me news feed eradicator. So I want to show you this first because this enables you to really control your feed here. So it is a Chrome add-on, and what it does within your social media platforms is when you say come to Facebook on your computer, right? I'm on my page right now, so I could see everything on my page. But if I come to this home button, this is where people normally get distracted, okay? So what it does, it clears the entire feed and instead it shows a quote. So you can control what quotes it's showing as well, but it shows a quote instead. And now this enables me, or it restricts me from going down these content consumption rabbit holes, and I'm sitting here scrolling through my feed on my computer for too long. Now here's the thing that is cool. If I come to any like groups or anything like that, if I come to like, let's say a Facebook group, I can still see the entire feed of a group, but I don't see the generic feed. Okay, so this is good because if you join a number of groups where it is specific to the type of content that you want to consume, then you could still continue consuming that. Other people are contributing to the group and you're seeing that stuff. But when it comes to this, I mean, rabbit hole of a homepage, this is where you can restrict this. Now, let's say you want to treat yourself, right? You're like, you know what, like I want to see my feed for at least a couple minutes. What you can do is you can click on the newsfeed eradicator button and you can snooze yourself for a little bit. So you can say, you know what, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes. So now, because I clicked on the 5 minutes button, now if I refresh, you'll notice that like now I am able to see my entire feed. Okay, so I could scroll through my feed for 5 minutes or however long I decided to snooze. But once that snooze is over, my feed is gone again. Okay, so I really think this is a really good application to utilize. It's sort of like going on it's kind of like a social media. It's like a social media fast, but it's not a social media fast. Now, again, the gear that my mind is in right now is just create mode, produce mode, publish mode. So I'm It's not that I'm not on social media, it's that I am devoting more of my time to being and opening my mind to creating versus just consuming. All right. So I was thinking about doing like a little challenge with folks, but you know, I'm sick of doing all these challenges, and it's not turning into nothing for some folks. So if you are interested in just learning a little bit more about some of the stuff the little hacks that I'm implementing, you know, subscribe to my newsletter. I'll drop my landing page somewhere in this post so you can check that out. All right, peace.